Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and let me tell you, I want to make something very clear before I start this show. We're tired of the whole crypto fighting thing. I want to make it real clear. I'll spell it out really clearly. The Digital Asset Investor, the official position here, is and has always been. I want Bitcoin to do well. I want Ethereum to do well. I want Solana to do well. I want Cardano to do well. I want XRP to do well. But I want them all to do well on a level playing field. I don't want to get in this whole Bitcoin fight, but we don't have a choice, and I'll tell you why. These Bitcoin maxis like Jack Mallers, they're intentionally trying to frame the conversation as XRP and Ripple versus America, and that's a lie. They're trying to frame it using language, and I'll go over some of that. They're trying to frame it so that they give the impression, without spelling it out, that Ripple's trying to stop Bitcoin from being in the U.S. Strategic Reserve. But what Ripple is actually doing is what common sense would do, which is Ripple is arguing that Bitcoin should be in the thing, but in addition to that, other strategic digital assets like XRP, which actually have use cases, should also be in it. This is the problem. What they're not saying loudly and clearly, they're disguising it with acronyms and language, is that they only want Bitcoin in that because they know to keep that Ponzi scheme going, it's got to be only Bitcoin. They need to have something like that's what I keep telling you. The ETHgate thing was an attempt to give Bitcoin and Ethereum a monopoly. Bitcoin has had a monopoly all these years because it was the only one that even Gary Gensler said that's a commodity. But it's had no lawsuit, it's had no laws passed, it's only the opinions of government officials. So they've had, in essence, a monopoly because they've been the only one that's had 1,000% fake regulatory clarity because it doesn't have a lawsuit and doesn't have any legislation, but they've been able to create the perception of this fake regulatory clarity, and that has always given Bitcoin an advantage. It's the only reason the most money is in Bitcoin. Without that and the media marketing machine, it doesn't happen. But these people are disingenuous, and when they're trying to attack Ripple and XRP, they're putting us in a position where we have no choice but here's the good news, folks. The good news is, just like with ETHgate, I told everybody on stage at XRP Las Vegas that we would win because we're the good guys and we have the truth on our side. See, that's the problem for Bitcoin maxis here. They're forcing us into a situation where we have to show you the truth that we have on Bitcoin, just like we had the truth on what went on in ETHgate. So that here I am. They're messing with the wrong XRP family, and we're being drug kicking and screaming to convert back to the XRP army. But let's start with some 2025 crypto predictions from Ripple, the adults in the room. Supercharged institution, I'm just skimming this. Supercharged institutional adoption. There's going to be real world asset tokenization, tokenization use cases, zero knowledge proofs, DeFi features added, multi-token strategies, redefined treasury management. Crypto regulation paves clear path to adoption. New asset classes take stage. All these tokenized, this is going to be crazy, folks. Global payments, the year of maturity and momentum. 2025 is shaping up to be another defining year for crypto and blockchain. Ripple leaders are confident that tokenization will continue. Okay. And then here's more adult talk from Stuart Alderati.
The internet in 1996 is a fantastic analogy for crypto as to where it is today. Because the U.S. had a decision to make in 1996. Do we regulate this new and unknown technology called the internet like we do rotary telephones and telegraph machines? Or do we create a wide berth around it and let's see where the innovation takes us? They decided on the latter rather than the former. And we, and as you say, we're walking around with supercomputers in our pockets right now. So when people say, what is the promise of crypto? What's it good for other than rank speculation? My answer is, well, Ripple has a real world application to facilitate cross-border payments, but beyond that, no one knows the answer to that question. Don't do it now, but Google Bill Gates' interview with David Letterman from 1996, where David Letterman is asking Bill Gates, why do we need desktop computers? Bill Gates doesn't have a good answer for that question in 1996.
Why don't I have a computer?
We need to find an application for you. Part of your problem is you have too many assistants.
I like having assistants.
Well, they're like human computers. They're doing everything for you.
Right.
Maybe you should let them have computers, but
I think some of them do. I certainly haven't met all of them, but I think some of them do. But I think about this, and what about this internet thing?
So nobody knows what the promise of this technology is going to be. Most technology takes 25 or 30 years to reach its full potential. Why is that? Anybody who is alive today, who's existed in a world where digital tokens, starting with Bitcoin, only existed during their lifetime, today is about in 6th or 7th grade. We need those individuals to get through college, to university, to become engineers, to become great minds, to say, what can we do with this technology?
All right. And then, let's see. See, this is I've watched the Bitcoin Maxi media machine and the Ethereum media machine for years. And so I picked up on this, and it's important. The Bitcoin Maxi media marketing machine is using SBR, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, because they don't want other digital assets in it. And so they're creating this as a marketing term to try to make it so. And I've seen them do this 1,000 times. So I said, we can create marketing terms too. The US needs to create Strategic American Digital Asset Reserve, SADR. That is the acronym for that. And it's American. And the Bitcoin Maxis can argue to Donald Trump what makes Bitcoin American. I'll leave that to them. The Bitcoin lobby and media machine is trying to undermine the creation of a Strategic American Digital Asset Reserve. They're lobbying for SBR, which would exclude all other digital assets. Anti-competition, anti-American, a national security risk. America needs SADR now. Here's XRP, born in America, made in the USA. Bitcoin is very questionable. Supposedly, nobody knows who made it, but we know better. Now, Jack Mallers yesterday went on a rant, emergency press conference. I've got an emergency press conference too. As soon as I get back on X, I can't upload full-length videos like I want to X right now from my phone. I'm still locked out on my computer, and I've been sending support emails all week. No response yet. They originally gave me a response, but no response here lately. So, emergency press conference. Now, the first part, he's talking about how Bitcoin's this thing all by itself, and it's great, it's for America and all this. Then he starts talking about Ripple, and we'll correct him as necessary.
Now, Ripple is a for-profit company.
Okay, we're in America, we have those.
It prints its own token.
Nope, it doesn't print its own token. The tokens were created by OpenCoin, which later, the name was later changed to Ripple Labs. OpenCoin created XRP. Ripple is not printing XRP at will. In fact, XRP is deflationary. XRP is burned on every transaction. Bitcoin is not deflationary. Bitcoin, there's a set amount, but there is no burning mechanism. So XRP actually is better than Bitcoin from a scarcity point of view.
In XRP. And it is asking the US government to support its monopoly.
Okay. Ripple has a lobby that is asking the government to add XRP to the strategic reserve, but they want all strategic digital assets to be including Bitcoin. They're not arguing for just XRP the way that the Bitcoin maxis are doing. This guy's arguing to only have Bitcoin in it, which is a major national security risk, unless he wants to tell us who Satoshi Nakamoto is, or the four of them, which he probably knows, by the way, and doesn't say, which is a mega scandal.
I ask you this: why should the U.S. government back a privately owned currency?
Well, what he doesn't know is the X. The X in the XRP is for the purpose of symbolizing a currency that once it's out there open source in the world, that is no one company's. This is the part these children are missing. This was all thought out long ago.
This is corporate lobbying disguised.
Do you think that there's no bigger lobby in Washington, D.C. than the Bitcoin lobby? So what he's saying is that the Bitcoin lobby's okay, but not if other people go up and lobby for other digital assets.
As innovation.
Ripple is not XRP. Ripple's a company. XRP is an open source. It's a digital asset that's out there, just like Bitcoin.
This is corporate lobbying disguised as tech growth.
The only thing that's disguised is Satoshi Nakamoto, and they're lying about not knowing who it is. Ripple's been 1,000% transparent. It's the only company that's been transparent about the holders of XRP, the creators of XRP. He can't say the same.
Jobs, industry.
Jobs? XRP is the only digital asset that I know of that is being used in real world use cases. The word is by Bank of America behind the scenes for their treasury. It's the only one that has a real use case so far.
Ripple created all of its currency, issued it to themselves, and relied.
My son is trying to interrupt my show. I'm doing my show. Do you need something important? Okay.
Is on the public to buy it. This is not the money for the people. This is not in the
Who are you to decide what money is for the people? The people should be able to decide whether they want to use Bitcoin or XRP or even Ethereum or Cardano. The people should get to decide that. America is about competition. It's not about your little child self pitching a fit to try to get what you want, jumping up and down. He must have been one of those kids that everybody got a trophy. That's his generation, after all.
Best interest of the public. This is in the best interest of a private corporation. This is an economic announcement that would be like 2008, that would be like 1971, that would be like 19...
Let me tell you what, kid. My son has been working his butt off for years to be the best baseball player he can be. He has had to compete. He's had to be disappointed. He's had to be kicked down and stand right back up and keep on going. And unfortunately for you Bitcoin maxis, life is a competition. And if you're not prepared, if your digital asset is not all you crack it up to be, then it won't compete. If it is, it will compete, and it'll keep its #1 spot. The reason you're pitching a fit is because you want just the Bitcoin guys to have that trophy. And they need a competition in the United States of America. Maybe you guys can move to China and they'll let you own the whole space with your Bitcoin over there.
33. This is against what this new administration and President Trump stands for. This is against the best interest of the United States of America.
Yeah, according to some kid.
It is absurd and ridiculous.
Look, and I'm not saying the guy's he's not a smart kid, but he's still a kid. And let me tell you what, I don't feel like I really grew up till I was at least mid-30s. Because I just didn't know enough.
Ripple needs to
about how the world works.
Stand down immediately. Not only are they undermining future prosperity in the United States, benefiting from the technological innovation that is Bitcoin, but they are also trying to take advantage of the situation and benefit themselves. Call your representatives.
Yeah, call them and say that we should have Bitcoin in a strategic reserve, and we should have other digital assets that are going to be important to the financial structure for the next 100 years. XRP included. Include them all.
Demand an investigation into Ripple's lobbying efforts.
Dumbass, we've been investigated for the last 4 years while you got a free pass with Bitcoin and you were called a commodity, and even Gary left Bitcoin alone. So don't sit here and talk to me about who needs to be investigated. You want an investigation? Investigate that 4 Satoshis video where Homeland Security met with the 4 Satoshis. It crumbles your whole Ponzi scheme, kid.
Tweet publicly. Post your comments publicly. I've begun fighting back. I will not stand for this.
You're going to have to.
I am an American.
I am too.
I plan to have children and raise them in America.
I do. And they are a lot more responsible than you, child.
I will not let Ripple undermine our prosperity, freedom, and benefiting from Bitcoin, a neutral, fair money for the people, for the public. Because this isn't just about Bitcoin versus Ripple.
Yeah, it's about Bitcoin versus all other digital assets in his mind. They don't want anything else.
It's about whether the future of money belongs to the people.
You get to look. Bitcoin will be in the thing too, kid. You'll get to prove all of your theses about Bitcoin once there's real competition. The proof will be in the pudding. You don't need to tell any of these guys. They're not trying. Nobody's trying to keep Bitcoin out of it.
Or to private corporations. And it is up to us to decide.
Man, this video has gone by quick. I've already got it 16 minutes here, but there's too much to show. I, of course, asked Jack Mallers to if he can explain this video. This is the video where Homeland Security met with the 4 Satoshis. What due diligence have you done to look into this and before you've gone out and told everybody to buy Bitcoin for years? Because this is directly over the target. And folks, we don't want this fight, but if they want to fight, we're going to show people the truth. Now, I encourage everybody to go to Tucker Carlson's page, find this Roger Ver interview. The hijacking of Bitcoin section starts at 7:49. Roger Ver is very smart. He was the most pro Bitcoin guy in the world before he realized that the government tried to hijack it, and that's when they all came after him. This guy was called Bitcoin Jesus. Now, Mikkel lays it out here. Bitcoin Maxis love spreading FUD about XRP. Let's debunk some of the lies with facts. XRP is deflationary. No more can ever be created. The XRP ledger is decentralized. Brad Garlinghouse didn't create XRP. XRP isn't a company. Ripple is. Ripple isn't anti-Bitcoin. Brad holds Bitcoin. Satoshi praised Ripple. XRP was created by OG Bitcoiners to make a better Bitcoin. XRP has significant use cases just as much, if not more than Bitcoin. Banks are using XRP. Don't fall for the echo chambers. Do your research. Now, I just wanted to remind everybody, look, unfortunately for the Bitcoin Maxis, look at this. This right here is back when we were uncovering ETHgate. What popped up out of the whole thing is this article right here. This is John Ratcliffe, okay? He was U.S. Director of National Intelligence under the first Trump administration. U.S. intelligence head asked SEC to investigate Chinese control over crypto. Here's a specific line out of it. There are serious national security concerns about China's control over Bitcoin and Ether. Digital currency controlled by the CCP could certainly fall into that category. But the bottom line is that we cannot allow China to dominate the technologies and innovations that are going to decide who runs the world for decades to come, from artificial intelligence to digital currency and everything between. Folks, and I'm not saying that this is the case now. In fact, I think that part of Trump's mission is to increase the mining facilities in the U.S. so that the U.S. dominates in Bitcoin as well, which is great. Let's do it. But I just wanted to remind them all, John Ratcliffe, who knows all about the potential for mining control, He is your new CIA director, folks. So these people are way out of line, and all we're doing is calling balls and strikes here. I'm going to finish before we go into DAIXRP.com as a little reminder of what Dan Pena said a long time ago.
You know who's behind Bitcoin? Putin. It's a Ruski conspiracy to fuck up the American economy and the world. It's a long-range plan he started 7-8 years ago. He's going to see the demise of the Western financial world while he's still the head of Russia. And he's already hacked into the brains of all the morons.
You mean like Jack Mahler's? Okay, DAIXRP.com. Again, I'm an unwilling, or not unwilling, but I am not going to this fight because I want to. But if we have to keep exposing the lies and the lies in what the narrative these guys are trying to create, I'm going to have to do it. I want a level playing field. That's all I ever wanted. I want them all to do well. But if they can't do well, if Bitcoin can't do well like it has done on a level playing field, then the problem is with them, not us. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.